Okay. It seems like it's going. It always starts before I think it does. And then it's like, oh, actually, we've been going for like 30 seconds. Yeah, true. Okay. Hi. Let me tuck this back in because I don't need these right now. Oh, sorry if you can hear that more than I can with the microphone connected. Hi, my name is Catherine. I'm making an animated series called Into the Fog. This is Animated Fog Productions. Welcome if this is your first time. I know that it takes people a minute to find the stream and all that kind of stuff. And I haven't been doing it for a while. I'm gonna try to get back on it and share the behind the scenes. It has not really stopped happening. I realized last year, end of summer, that the difference between like the main style and the the different styles, I just keep calling them memory styles. It was not drastic enough, and people were really drawn to the memory style rather than the main style. And then I kind of like thought about it. Art is about problem solving. And it did not seem like I was doing this main style because it supported the story. I wasn't doing it because of that. I was doing it because that's what I could do. That's what I was familiar with, and the process was like, oh, I'm familiar with this, and I know that I can do it, which is cool and fine, especially for short-term projects. But when I listed out all the goals for doing this project long-term, one of the goals was to push myself, and I was definitely not pushing myself by just sticking to the small pond that I knew how to navigate. So we've got kind of a new thing going, some new visual goals, and I feel a lot better about this. And I also kind of gave up on being like, I have to do the rigs just like this and blah 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 blah. Came back to something a professor really like honed in on, but I was not ready for that at the time because I was like, everything else is too much. So that was not the right time for that to absorb into my brain. But style comes first, and the technology comes to meet it. So make sure you have like an interesting style thing first. And I went back to all my old drawings and my original stuff that really drew me to making this project in the first place. And started branching out from there. We got me doing some doodles over here. And we got that. This is, it's really blurry. But this is one that let's go to the big one. Hi. And it's this one. I did this first, actually. Hold on. Let me go back to the big one. So me streaming is just basically me documenting all my work processes, and oh, here she is, and sharing the journey with y'all as I discover things. If y'all want to participate and talk about what you're learning or your projects, like, we're all here to learn together. So then I did, is it this way or this way? It's so confusing on a camera where it's having to reverse it. This is Sally. I liked the wee gooey kind of shape, and I had done one in After Effects, but like just trying to like style things in After Effects, like it always almost gets what I want, but like not quite. But it's a good start since I know how to use the program pretty well, and I can just like whoop, 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 test things out. So we did this the other day with that design, and it taught me some things to watch out for. Especially because this is like the quick and dirty, lazy, just figuring it out and brushing the rust off. But we did this. She flops. She's a floppy girl. She pops and flops. And then I kind of like, and I've gotten some feedback from a couple of people, I kind of really like as Geraldine, being a lot more like leggy and like this kind of thing feels more like gangly, explory. I don't know how to put it quite. I'm not, also prefacing this with like, I'm not a concept person. Like concept is the one thing that I will skip. I will do the writing, I will do the production and the post. I love that kind of stuff. Concept, like all of this stuff feels really messy to me, and really like I know there's people who would like just love to do ideas all the time forever, and I'm like, wow, that is really cool. I admire that in you a lot. Could not be me. I just like doing the thing and finishing the thing and helping other people like do that as well, and making the guidelines for people to be able to do that in the pipeline. So this is the newest territory for me, like having to stick with designs that are mine and figure them out. So good way to figure that out is to like animate them and see if they hold up. And this is fun. This is fun to try to animate. Obviously, like there's volume shift and everything, but also another thing, like I, as an animator, like I started out being a 3D person. So 2D stuff is like, whoa. But it is a lot easier and more accessible to do than 3D stuff. I know there's Blender, and we are using Blender for like modeling and backgrounds and stuff. But as far as like rigging and all that kind of stuff, 2D rigging is way more accessible and easier for me personally. So, and I started doing 2D rigging, and now I'm like, you know what? We could hand animate, we could rig, we could do it in 3D, and like there's gonna be branching off styles, like as the characters learn about themselves and the world, like obviously things are gonna update, and if they remember things, then that's in a different style, that's like for them. So we got lots of plans, lots of things happening, but we did this, and I kind of really like her, this inflatable tubey. Feels like there could be a lot of like baby deer energy, you know, like just wobbling around. And also this was really fun to do. Just a little whoop, whoop, whoop. And like figuring out some design things. Like how do you do foreshortening but still get the things that I like about this are like the ear being like shooting off of the main body thing, and then like the arms like dangling, and like the proportions of this, and then also kind of her hiding her face a little bit. Feels like her. Figuring out the ears. This one's fun. It's like twisty. It's not perfect, but it's about the feeling or whatever. Boop. And how, like, would you see the underside? Like, is she like a cylinder? Like those kinds of things. Those are like, there's all these questions that character designer people have to like ask themselves all the time. And I'm like, what? So this is kind of like figuring that out. And then the other day, I started doing this. This is just blocking it out. This is the dog, Samson. He's like a little nervous guy. Let me make it big so I can show you better again. Little Samson. The vignette on this is so strong. I don't know where that's coming from, but whatever. I can't hold it flat. But like he's really, there we go. Really like boxy and like tapered. I love a little bit of tapering. I feel like it adds a lot of character. And then like this one. And then I just started like kind of doodling him a little bit, and I'm like, oh, okay, like I can draw this guy over and over and over again. And like they look pretty cute together. And I really like the bullet-y design for her, like the aerodynamic, like she could, the ears can go anywhere, and then like he's really boxy, and I figured that something like that could happen in the beginning is like he's a little more rounded while like his best friend is there, but when she leaves he gets like more spiky and sharp, something like that. Maybe that might be a thing, that might not be a thing, I don't know, who knows, I don't know. But that, like, using something that I've been looking at a lot is just pulling back and being like, okay, design is the most important thing for animation stuff right now. It is the most important thing. You have to have a good solid base to do anything from, which is really annoying. I just want to do the thing. But so I had started doing this because it felt like a really character piece. He's a homebody, loves his chair and his porch and his blankie, and it's like a music stand but for books. And I figured like, oh, he could like nose the book, but that's not really like and I love that, but that's not really like a good design test. It's more like a really good character piece. So after all of this talk, the point of today's stream is going to be, let me set this back down. My glasses, I can't see without my glasses. There we go. The point of today's stream is just doing a little another one of these. But there's your explanation in case you want some. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, I'm here for it. This is part of the visual development process, I guess, you know, just figuring things out, testing things out, seeing what's up. I still feel like I really liked that limited Game Boy palette. This is Aseprite, Aseprite. Really good for pixel art stuff. This is the one that I was using for Geraldine's. But I know a Virtual Boy. Ooh, reds. No, there's a green. These are like preset palettes that they have. Game Boy. Load. I am not super familiar with this. That's it. I do want to have a BG. Let's just G. A lot of the controls are just the same. Is it Shift N? Yeah. A lot of the controls are just, girl, the same as like Photoshop or a lot of other drawing programs. Some of them are not, but for the most part, like B is brush. The other day when I was doing the Geraldine one, for some reason, somehow on the, whenever I hit B for brush, you see it's the pencil tool, it would take the outline of this and make it like a huge new stamp. And I feel like the worst part of learning a new program is, of course, accidentally hitting a bunch of buttons when you're trying to do something else, and then you don't know what those buttons did or what you pressed. There's no history of it, or you don't know where the history is, and then you can't control Z either, and you don't know how to fix it. I find that in Blender a lot. That's why I'm very cautious with Blender. I'm like, beep, 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 dipping my toes in and out of that program. Sips. Does everybody have your sips? If you don't, you should get some tips. Okay. So, another great thing about the stream part. Oh, is it gone? It woke up. There we go. Is maybe if I press some buttons weird, I can always come back to the recording and see it here. So they have a little preview button. Here's the toolbar, lots of tools. I usually just use like B and G. I'm being very simple, and we're trying to be very, very simple. Why is this full watercolor pen here? I was looking for you. It's got an inkwell just full of water. I do have, this one is awesome. It's like an ink wash, and I used $2 ink from an estate sale. That's actually like, I used to sell this ink, but like later versions of it, when I worked at a defunct luggage and gift store. It was part of the gifts, so it's like $50, $70, probably more now, because that was 10 years ago. Anyway, but you use this little, oh my god, I don't want to mess it up. Use this little plunger, and you can suck up the ink, and then I mixed it with water, and it makes a nice ink wash. But something interesting that keeps happening with this specifically is it'll get like brown on the edges. It's very interesting. Anyway, this one's just water. I just really have been enjoying this pen, and the like the unpredictability of how dark the ink will be depending on your squeeze and how much like ink goes from the reservoir into the well, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, that's okay. But I love ink. I love ink wash, ink pens, ink is good. Okay, so I was thinking of doing a little walk cycle, kind of a little bounce cycle. I feel like we should definitely have like a ground plane area. Girl? Okay, you can't drag shift. You have to click. There we go. Okay, that's good enough. It's not super straight. Who cares? Who cares? All right. There we go. Very simple, because I'm not trying to focus on color palettes and stuff, and you can always change color palettes later. But basically, how I have figured out his basic like proportions and stuff is I start with the face. I'm doing a little taper, and then I do a little boxy up, but not too much of an angle, and then a little taper at a similar but less severe angle, and then we go back, and we can go however far back we want to, and then I do this, and then I do this, and he's about like 1.5 ish long, I think. And then with this one, this is where the legs go, and we only see 3 of the legs, right? I feel like I've been doing like this, but it doesn't look good like that. Yeah, and then that's like the back, and then we can just erase a little of that, erase a little of that, whatever. Actually, I wish I hadn't colored that in. Okay. And then you just slice the little piece of nose off, you slice a little piece of ear off, and then about halfway through the body, you do another little ear. And then the design thing that I'm trying to, I have to reimagine some of these characters, but like, is like making all the eyes be like this, little slashies, so that they feel kind of like, even though they have like various drastic differences in their designs and worlds and stuff, just above this, do little slashies, and a little tail. There we go. I think this leg might be too far back. Really funny, because with ink I just go for it. But I feel like when I'm doing digital stuff, I get a little more wishy-washy about my line choices. This is perfect. There we go. And we're done. See you next week. Boop. Just kidding. I don't need to be seeing the keyboard. There we go. I just want to make sure I can see the chat in case somebody says something. And if nobody comes, then that's all right as well. Okay. I like it. I like him. And then if we need to, we can go and round the corners. But like, I feel like that's a nice shape. It's got the cute proportions. That's the thing. There's these giraffe characters, and like, I just keep putting so much detail on them. And I'm like, do I need to simplify based on the other characters? Like, how complicated could we get? And we can also put him in like a little sweater if we want to. That would be cute, you know. Because I have definitely played with having him have sweater vest. You could have him have be little bespectacled doggy here if we need to, whatever. I feel like this is a great like base. If he had a collar, it would be like this, right? Where's his actual head? Yeah, it's like here. Yeah, it'd be at the same place as like the sweater. But he's not a pet. So I feel like I wanted to get like I feel like I wanted to get a feel for Z index. Oh gosh, yeah, you can do so much with this. User data. Oh my god, you can do so much with this. There's lots of plugins. Somebody is developing. It's so cool. I haven't seen anything about it in a long time, but somebody is developing a plugin for Sprite that is like a 3D texturing thing, and the example that they use is a tower, and the texture is flat, but then in the preview you see the 3D tower like spinning and like going upstairs and stuff, and it's like, oh my god, people are so brilliant. And I feel the same way with Blender. There's just so many cool things out there, and I love that everybody's like, so many people are like putting their amazing knowledge out there for free, and I'm like, oh my god, we are in a beautiful, wonderful time where things are very accessible like that. So I think that we should probably set him on the ground. M is for marquee. And I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. So you are here. Now what? Now this is something that I've been that I was like struggling with Geraldine, like this connection right here to the body, like what does that look like? I don't think this would be this pose. But we'll take it. We'll take it as this. Hold on. Alt B, Alt N. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this one would actually be the contact. So this is going to be where we get to discover what he looks like. For contact. Okay. Okay. I was like, I don't think this leg is that far back. Contact is when your heels are touching the ground. It is much more difficult with quadrupeds because these legs will be opposing. And then this leg should be at its furthest forward, which I feel like it would be a little shorter, right? Then when it's extended, oh, these would definitely be longer. What am I doing? My best. Because this foot is in the background. Girl, sometimes I think I'm on one tool and I'm really on another. And then I want this to follow the lines. I feel like that's something that feels important to me for some reason. I don't know why. And then this, I actually want him to bounce in the air. Yeah. Is this... Like, I feel like that would be cute. Like, he bounces. One thing that I did with Geraldine, I didn't do versions, but I did do this dot to map out. You can't see it because it's all color on top of it, but I did a dot to put where her hips would be for this to the sides. And I did that first. So I don't know if maybe we should get the motion of a dot first and just get the motion right, and then we fill it in. That seems good. But these are like the two things. Oh, and then what do? We duplicate. Is it shifty? No. No, I don't know whether that's on. Okay. Alt N. But then we're going to switch. No, you highlight it and then you wait for that and then you do that. So now it should be this, but this one is going to be the opposite. Yeah. Okay. Animating takes brain power. So I guess this leg going back and this leg going forward. And this leg going back. Yeah. Would we see? I think design-wise is fine. And then we need to duplicate this one, so we have the up again. So Alt N, and then this. Oh my gosh. There we go. So now we get don't know if we need the ball if we just have that. And I also really like the more abstracted designs because I don't know how to put this, but like you don't have to confine yourself to the realistic proportions and stuff like that. That was something that I was really struggling with, and then you can just focus on like the design and whatever looks good rather than like what is most realistic in this space, especially since we're doing like 3D backgrounds, but like I'm really trying to boil it down to doing a lot of grease pencil on basic shapes, because then it's also easier to like do more things. But okay, so you can do I need my mouse. You can do the playback speed a lot smaller. You can also just play it in here, but so I was watching James Baxter, one of the most amazing animators. Oh, yeah. I did this, and I have like a free. I have a free warm-up exercise sheet on Ko-fi. I forgot that I was gonna show this at the beginning. But there you go. If you wanna head over to our Ko-fi, there you go. You can buy a free. It's not, you don't have to buy it. You can just download it for free. And I want to do more worksheets like that. I think that would be really fun. But anyway, James Baxter just released a like 44-minute video. Well, not just 44-minute video of him doing all these walk cycles, and I feel like I learned a lot. He's like talking about all these basic things, and he adds all this subtle stuff, all this really subtle stuff. But like he's talking about like a cartoony walk versus like a milk call walk, and obviously like the realistic walk. But like you really can do so much with the cartoony walks, like the really super abstracted cartoony walks. And I don't remember exactly what he said. Hello. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I will put this. You are a #1 fan, apparently. That's amazing. Hello. Oh, I got my little wavy guy. Yeah. You got the #1 fan, like, little badge. Do you see that? That's so cool. Here's the, James Baxter walks. There we go. If I make you a mod now, does it make you a mod forever? I made you a mod. Top fans only. Wow. That's crazy. If anybody's rude, you're in charge. How do they decide? Whoever's the coolest and most awesome who comes here all the time. I don't know. But thank you for being our #1 fan here. Much appreciated. We got a little guy bouncing him down. The power! You've got the power! I I like this little bouncy guy. I feel like making everything less complicated, like, reduces line mileage and stuff. And that's gonna be good. Even if it's just clean up with rigs or whatever. But, like, you know, it's just good. Oh, yay! Okay, past the cute meter. I'm not the most 2D person, so this is a really interesting journey. Oh, now that you're here, let's show you the little dance. There you go. Womp, 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 womp. Just testing some stuff out. And then I think you missed by like a hair the Sally from the stream the other day. And then I was gonna do Samson like reading, but that was more like a character moment rather than like a testing out what this does this animate, you know? Okay, good. It opened on the other side. Samson, what do we name this? Samson Walk 01. Yay! Okay, good. That's what we're going for. Ba-dum bum bum. I don't know if it'll like show up, but they look cute together, I think. It doesn't really show up. Kind of their shapes, whatever. I think they're cute together. And I think it supports their characters more than me just doing whatever I did to be able to do it. I don't know if that makes sense. We're working on it. We're doing the thing. We're doing the thing. Okay. So in the box, I always get so confused. Actually, I'm gonna grab it. The Bible. The Animator's Bible. Oh my god, my glasses. My bookshelf is across the room. But you know, the Animator's Survival Guide by Richard Williams, R.I.P. And you know we have a walk cycle pages bookmarked. It always really confused me, like contact, down, up, all that kind of stuff. But James Baxter's like walk video, I feel like kind of nailed it down in my head better. Contact, down, and then the up is fairly similar to the contact in terms of like height. So they basically just go like this instead of like, but this is a cartoony thing, so we don't need to worry about that part. It's so complicated. Like, man, animating is hard. Animating, you know, as we all know, animating's hard. So anyway, this is what I'm working on. What are you working on? What's happening? What's happening in that realm that I am not in right now? Oh my gosh. Yes, like a really cartoony one. Like a contact pops up kind of thing. This book has everything. Passing position, no up or down. And then pops up, holds for 4 frames. That's so interesting. I'm just gonna set that down. Oh, did the contract end? I'm sorry. None of these emojis seem appropriate for this. Boo! Anybody out there, hire Karen. Karen's insanely talented. Yeah, none of these emojis are appropriate. You're gonna find something really cool. These are the vibes that I'm sending out to you right now. Something so cool and awesome. You're gonna find a lot of joy in it. Anybody need animation? We got effects, we got characters, we got, I don't know, cool, like, what else is there? I believe. Yes, stability, consistency. No more 6 weeks. These are the vibes we're putting out there. Man, the job market is so bad. For I feel like every industry. Is there an industry that's not doing badly? For the bounce to make more bounce, we need down. Okay. We're doing the down. We're doing the down. I'm doing it. Okay. Anybody got a cool job? A well-paying, awesome job for Karen, please. Please let Karen know. Okay. We go down. We do a little squashing. I always feel like I'm doing too much, and then I play it back and I'm like, that is barely anything. Is that anything? I'm gonna delete the tail just so I remember to come back. Passing? And then can we make this angle more severe as well? Does that... I don't think that does anything. I don't think that looks good. We didn't do anything. Nobody saw. Nobody saw. Maybe this one actually does that. Oof. What do your legs look like? Yum? Why can I not get the yum? Oh my god. It's because the whole BG, and then this is in lime green. Okay. Whoops. Bad choices. Girl, what do you even look like? Okay. Okay. Maybe this is not a bad choice. Maybe it's fine. We only have to deal with 3 legs, not 4. This leg starts to straighten out, right? You're here. or down? Would they just all squash together? Yeah, this one is moving at a consistent rate. Okay. Oh my god. We're getting to the thinking part. I like the part where it just... Is this stumpy little leg? I guess we're doing stumpy little legs. Yeah, that leg feels good now. Okay. That wasn't too much thinking. What am I thinking? I don't know. Is this leg come up? Or is this the most extreme that it goes? And this leg is doing what this leg is doing. So it also has to come back. But this should just stay here. Is this correct? We're just gonna do this. We're just gonna do this and hope for the best. They look like teeth. We got teeth legs. Put that background on. Did not realize that the background affects the everything. Does that feel okay? Yeah, that feels okay. I feel like that one leg is really thick. Why did it get so thick? I don't like that because then there's no tapering. And then it doesn't feel good. A little bit of that. Does that feel a little better? Yeah, a little better. Just a whittle bit of tapering. The new Hunger Games trailer came out. That is interesting. I feel like they did some weird things. Oh, we can literally just use this drawing again, completely. I don't even think we need the different legs. Hold in, and then it's gonna be after this one. Right? Bum, bum, bum. Yay. Oh, okay, we are saving that. Save your work if you're working on stuff. New Hunger Games. Oh, I like that. I want the ears to do something and I want the tail to do something, but I want to get the main movement first because that takes so much thinking. Luckily, when it's just lines, you can come back and erase everything. Cause the like the meta on this book that they're adapting is like nothing. Even the social contract that we all keep agreeing to is kind of just what we make of it. And like who has the power and like who has the power to change reality and what we think of reality as. And then the other layer of it being like going through the movie process is like I don't know if they can pull off the subtlety because they never have in any of the Hunger Games movies. They always kind of just feed into like what the books were saying that the capital people did. So I don't know, I'm interested. Okay. This one to this one. Aw, thank you. I feel like this is a middle finger. I don't want that. You got this. Oh, it's a thumbs up? I always thought it was just a rude. No, we'll do this one. Thank you. Also, in the last couple of months, I feel like there have been like several indie animation Kickstarters that have done great, and I'm really proud of a lot of people. Strawberry Vampire is coming down to the last few days of its campaign, and that's gonna be great. Emily is the voice of Sarah from Over the Garden Wall, but she also like has her own shows doing her own things, including an Emmy award-winning one, and it's really cool. Can I just copy and paste this? Yes. Why would I try to redraw this exact shape when I nailed it the first time? Totally. There you go. Movie adaptations do tend to paint the plot and characters with broad strokes. Books can, yeah, they can. Yeah, and they have to like. Yeah, adapting for the screen is different when you don't get a lot of the internal commentary. I feel like that's where like a huge difference between being in Katniss's head in the books versus like seeing Jennifer Lawrence's Katniss. You kind of get this disconnect between how do you show that she is an unreliable narrator, and the things that she is thinking and everything are so integral to how she sees the world. And then I feel like because that wasn't answered, then like in the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, like Snow and Katniss are both faced with the same freaking decisions in their whole lives, just in different areas. And Snow chooses evil and selfishness every single time. And that is so integral, like hearing it from their perspectives inside their heads in the books. But I don't know that the movie was able to achieve that same thing, because you had a lot of people who came away who didn't read the books like thinking that Snow really did love Lucy Gray and didn't just want to control her. So is that like a media literacy thing? Is it like a translation thing? Like those kinds of things. But is that the most important part? I don't know. So like with so many like layers of that kind of thing happening in this one, I'm very interested to see how they look at it. Wow. So it's not just like a book to TV thing. It's just a medium, different mediums. Dang. I feel like this book is definitely going to lend itself better to adaptation, because there's so many things that can be explored with like a third person omniscient perspective, which is what movies are compared to like first person narrated things, which all the Hunger Games stuff is. Yeah, dang, 10 minutes, 2 pages. Yeah, it's very different describing things versus a picture is worth 1,000 words. Cool. Okay, so we need some more hanging in the air time here. Sir. And we also need to, like, Alt N. The, like, this one. Because you squashed. Now you have to stretch. Okay, but where do we place you? I think you just need to go up more, actually. So, yeah. 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 Okay. Alt N. Alt B. I keep wanting to do Alt B because I did that with the dance, which was really straight ahead. And then we want you after the squash. So we want you here. And then I'm just gonna copy and paste. We don't need to move you again. There we go. I think we can do like not 0.25. Yeah, it definitely needs to be. One. I like the timing of that. So that means we need to make 16 frames. Oh. Have you been watching anything good recently? There's been a lot of stuff coming out. I feel like I want the legs to, like... I want an extra one where the legs, as you come down, the legs kind of, like, spread out. I want to see what that looks like. Yeah, after you. Any recommendations? Girl, that is a marquee. That is not a brush. I think this is doable. I think 3 legs is easier to keep track of than 4, probably. Oh, that's like 2 on the money. Or should it be like more splayed out? It should be exaggerated instead of just straight in between it. I don't know. I'm gonna make this leg go out really far and we'll see where that goes. Dumb. Silly, very goofy. There we go. I kind of like that. Okay, maybe I'll make these go out a lot more. B, not E, and we're going forward. Oh, I like that actually. It feels like a motion. think you need this, but I don't like how that ruins the... We can lose track of it for a second, it's fine. Like a scoopy motion. Okay, so this one needs to be after this one as well. Alt. Click. Oop. Drag. Nope. One more. Oh, but it would be the opposite legs for this one. Yeah. So how would that go? I'm just gonna... Squonk. And oh, I feel like this one needs to be... Oh, girl. There we go. Save your work. It needs to be like out here. And then this one is like back here. And then this one's like here. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, boss. Yeah. Okay. Okay, what do you look at real speed at 1? I feel like he still needs to be in the air longer. I feel like there still needs to be more air time. Maybe an in-between for these two. Okay. We're going onion skin. I don't want that. Goodbye. I also want this to be like up. Favor the up, I think, right? Wait, for this one, I also want the tail to be like this. A little bit. Maybe that's too much. Oh. I don't know. Whatever. Favoring the up. And then we do this. And we do this. And we do this. And we do... Can we flop the ear? Can we? Are you going down here? I feel like it's the apex. So the ear does flop here. Totally. And then it should be up here too. Get out of here. Here you go. Oh my goodness. It's been a whole hour. Needs to stay up until you hit. And then we need one of them down. Okay. Womp. So not the same volumes at all, but whatever. Whatever. Yeah. And you hit. Right? Do they hit? Do I just have my mouth open all the time? Interesting. I feel like the tail should be doing something same. What if, can we compress it like this? Getting off. I need to just look. Okay, this leg goes to here. So this doesn't make sense for that leg. You go from here to here. Yeah. And you go here to here, so you gotta be here. Really landing on your back leg, huh? So it's just whatever looks good with this. Okay. And then see if this looks good. See if all this. Let me color in those ears because I am. Oh, I never finished putting legs on. That's why. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Oopsie poopsie. Bum. Bum. Do the splits. I feel like I need this other leg here. It also like looks weird. Oh. No. Well, background schmackground. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, no more easily moving things around. It's like too slow now. How many things did we add? I do like the ear thing though. Maybe we take this one out. Delete. What? Whatever. Oh my gosh. It's my first wax cycle in a while. It takes so much brain thinking power, mechanical. It's good to do. I need to do more of them. Okay. And you also need to Alt B. And then the legs have to be so different. Oh, that's alright then. Oh. We can still fix this one. Girl, what are you drawing on? Okay, you have those now. And then we just marquee and G. Haha, haha, haha. Who needs to know? Nobody. Nobody needs to know we drew on the wrong layer. Beautiful. Okay. My energy is leaving. I would like to go eat my pasta salad. Hey. You need to be up, though. You need to be up. Yeah, you still need to be up here because the ears would be follow through. Erase. Glad these are just blobs you can move around. And then you hit, and then they're down, and then they would be down. Cutie! Now we need to do the legs. The legs just disappear. You don't need legs. Who needs legs on this dog? We don't. I watched Ready or Not for the first time. I know the second one is coming out. I actually really liked it. It was fun, good social commentary, good ending, very fun ending. I will not be watching in theaters, but I will when it comes into streaming. Feels almost right. I feel like the ears feel good. They feel pretty good. I feel like there's something that I did on the first bounce that I forget to do on the second bounce. Besides blinking. I'm trying to track the legs. What if we make this leg dark? These two legs dark. Oh, no. No. Oh, this is the one where it's messed up. Yeah, we can fix it. We can fix it. And then I think I'm fairly done. Fairly done here. It's nice. It's nice to come back. Okay. I'm glad to be doing stuff again. When I know what I'm doing. Hello? We definitely have to choose a layer. Okay. And then you should be on this one. Okay. So then we can... and the pit. Excuse me. Watched the Malcolm in the Middle revival and actually really loved it. Also my like 20-year-old theories turned out to be right and expounded upon, and I was like, what? That's so great. I love it. And I just really liked the revival. I think this will make the legs easier to track. Because right now they're just moving shapes. Oop, what do we got? I think the dot is just really distracting. Let me, oh. Make it like a little shape. I don't think it's the best shape, but whatever. I think this is a good first run through. And I've learned a lot. Oh, I see an ear that's colored in. There. Hello? Thank you. Oh, yeah. I think I like this stretchy kind of moment. I think he can, I think I like him being a little more solid. Boom, boom, boom. I'm trying to track the legs. I think the back one just kind of like stays there for a second. Not a full second. This is half a second, but I like him being a little more solid, whereas Geraldine can be a little like... I mean, there's definitely more squash and stretch that we could do with the tail. And I do wonder if the tail should like flop to the side. Maybe I'll try that. I'm 6 minutes late. I'm sorry. Yeah, you don't need legs. There's lots of people without them. Doing A-okay. Like, hit maybe this instead of the tail being... Oh, girl. Putting the background on was a mistake. I wonder if it can be like this. Kind of a thing. Yeah. Okay. How do we do that with the other side? Hit. You. hit side. Yay. Okay. Aw, I like it. I do feel like we need the eyes to close on the other down, though. Whoa. Oh, no. That's fine. I went backwards, and I thought it was going the other way. Okay. We bounce, and then... We're on 2? We're on 2. I really like A-Sprite. You can... I loved MS Paint. I would spend hours and hours drawing into MS Paint in, like, high school. And getting all the gradients and stuff like that. And you can do that level of detail that I wanted. I haven't done it in my explorations, but, like, you can get that kind of stuff. You can make the canvases big. You can do tiling. I did A-Sprite for, like, a little Find Friends, a little, like, game tutorial thing that I did. And I really liked that. Wait, I can show you that. I don't know if I've shown you that. In Godot. And it was really easy to transfer stuff over. Yes, I think this is it. I think this is it. Yes, Warrior Cats. Oh man, I wish you were here when this one person was asking me to draw Warrior Cat stuff, and I Warrior Cats was like just a little none of these are the one. Oh, it's this one. Anyway, somebody was asking me about Warrior Cats, and Warrior Cats was like happened, and then I happened to go through it. Yeah. Oh, you missed them. Yeah, it was great. So I used A-Sprite for this, and for doing these little, like, oh, shoot. All the tile set stuff. I don't know how to, is it shift? Okay, it's middle mouse. It's middle mouse to do all the gradient stuff and things and the little jumper. How do we do this? It's been a minute since I run current scene. Yes. So this is the first thing I did in A-Sprite. And you can walk, and she's got like a jumping thing, and you get the things, and you can move, and then you die on the on the thing. But I really liked this. Yeah, games. I can send it to you if you want to play it. You collect the bottles, and you make the. I don't know if you can hear the sounds. If it like has the desktop, I'll turn the desktop sound on. But you're supposed to collect all the potions. Ooh, oh my gosh, don't. Oh, I'm not even. Okay, that's why. Oh no, I can't. Okay, there we go. Ah! Oh, there's just 3 potions that you collect. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not good. But I want to do more stuff with A-Sprite and this. Ah! Ah! Yes, we won. There you go. That's how you play the game. You get all 3. Because doing all the animations was really fun. This is another version of Geraldine. I have like 92 versions of this rabbit. I love the idea of her in overalls and then the idea of her in a sweater for when she goes out, but like her normal clothes are just... This was all really easy. I did this in like 3 hours, like 3 to 5 hours, most of this in an afternoon. I think I did all of the drawing in like 2 hours. And then 3 hours was following the tutorial to do this. Yes. Oh, now you can hear it. Okay. Yeah, so to the fog game. Yep. This was ages ago. I have not touched Godot in many months. Many months. But we also made... me and Steven did a game jam, so we did a little... Don't save. I accidentally messed with things. But you can easily make sprite sheets and stuff from here and put them in Godot, which is free, in case you ever want to mess with it. Yeah. Ooh. Coffee Cow Games. Go check it out. I think we did it, though. Oh, no, not that. This. Control S. There we go. I think we did it. I think this is good enough. This is good enough for a test, for a little test. I like the tail. I like the ears being floppy. I like him being like a cardboard box with like a small amount of give, but not too much. So he has to like bounce around. I like that idea. And then I feel like the little floppy bits tacked on are funny. I like the boxiness and the rigidity versus the swoop. Should do a walk cycle with her in 3/4 perspective. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. All my things are in 3/4. But yeah, okay. I think I am completed. I've completed my task. My stream task for the day. This bit of visual development that is important. So doing Geraldine's animation when? Ah! Let's go. Coming to you. As a reward for the Patreon, Kickstarter, Ko-fi, whatever thing, when we reach 5 million subscribers, you get, like, that would be fun. Doing, like, a little game jam thing or something with specific, like, an individual game jam, like, have your limits and then try to just do something in an amount of time. We'll look into it. For my first walk cycle in a while, I'm happy with it. It's good. I'm gonna stick with the 3 legs. I think 4 legs is too much. There's another leg back there. Can you imagine, like, Mr. Beast level doesn't even get a minute of animation. Wait, no, 430 seconds. Girl, I can't do math. No, I'm not even going to open the calculator. We're not doing that. We might do that. That would be so funny. That would be fun to do, like, every person gets the chance to submit. No, that would be really hard to do. Now you got my brain thinking of things. Stop it. This is why you're the #1 fan and a moderator now. I'm very interested to see if you keep being a moderator, a managing moderator, for the next stream, which is Wednesday at 2 p.m. Doing some more stuff. I think we're gonna be going into Blender and doing some Blender tests and trying to mess with grease pencil because I need to get familiar with that. I don't think on a Monday. 4/13? Oh my god, it is Homestuck Day. Happy Homestuck Day. We gotta do absolutely nothing for it. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you for being here. And hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Thanks. There we go. We got it. Bye.